All right, Kevin, I guess I'm going to scan the live chat and see if there's anything else for us. And meanwhile, we'll get your prediction on this one against Northwestern. Again, what was supposed to be a trap game way back in the offseason, I think is set up differently than what we expected in regards to Ohio State dominance and just a meager output from this Northwestern offense coming in.
Yeah, I've really looked at this game, and I've talked to some people, and they're like, well, Ohio State could be a little rusty coming out of the open week, but Northwestern was on an open week as well, too. And if the offensive output we've seen out of the Cats so far is them as a well-oiled machine, imagine what they would be like when they were rusty. That would be less than 0 points at that point. They're playing the game on actual natural grass, and there are all the stories about how it's going to be about 3 feet high, anything they can do to try and slow down Ohio State. I don't think Ohio State's going to come out and be super sharp, but then again, an average second quarter for Ohio State's been about 21 points so far this year. I think they're going to maintain some of that. I don't really think that Northwestern is going to be able to keep Ohio State from marching down the field. I think they will keep them from hitting big pops. I think it's going to be a lot more sustained drives, 7, 8, 9, 10 play drives. But I don't see Northwestern getting on the scoreboard unless Ohio State really gives some points. I think it's going to be a good game for Chris Chuginoff and Gunnar Hoke to be able to come in, and some of the young guys maybe have some ideas about who they're redshirting and not. J.K. Dobbins, I like for going for about $1.25 in this game. I like Ohio State to win in the neighborhood of about 45-0.
So, of course, when you talk about the conditions of the field based on the maintenance or lack thereof, but also combine that with possible weather conditions, I don't know if you've checked the forecast. I have not, but it's that time of year when, I'm sitting here in Connecticut. It felt like a late summer day yesterday. It was pushing 80 and it was beautiful, not a cloud in the sky. And now we're getting hammered with rain and it feels like it's about 43 degrees outside. And so, especially in Chicago, close to Chicago in the Midwest, weather could be a factor. Don't know if have you checked on that?
I looked about 2 days ago, and the rain wasn't supposed to come in until Sunday. So it would really take a significant change in that in any storm track to be an issue. But you're right on the lake, so you just don't know what you're going to get. I mean, some pop-up stuff can happen, but I think that there's a chance that it could probably still be a little dampish just based on dew and things along those lines. But it's just going to be that grass, and Ryan Day was saying that they let the grass get a little bit longer over there at the Woody in terms of practicing on the couple of grass fields, so they would be ready. And even Northwestern itself, their athletic account had a little fun with it, and they posted a picture on social media making it look like the grass was 9 inches tall.
Well, if you can read between the lines, Kevin, what I'm trying to do is fish for a storyline for an upset, because I can't find one otherwise. And usually I could against Northwestern. Usually it would be, okay, they're scrappy. They're 4-2 right now. They're playing pretty well. They've shown us some flashes. If they work out the game plan in such a way that they keep the ball and run the play clock and do all the right things and keep the ball for 35 minutes, and they could add A, B, and C together and make it happen. But man, it's just almost impossible to fathom how they could score anywhere close to 20 points on this team.
No, they're gonna be hard pressed to do that. I mean, if they weren't able to do it against some of the much less stingy defenses on the schedule, I don't know how they're going to do it here. Again, turnovers can always be a bit of an equalizer there, but I don't think there are enough turnovers there to really make this game competitive unless Ohio State comes out there and just absolutely leaves its hands in Columbus. It's just going to be very hard pressed at that point. I think Northwestern could come out and play an A+ type of game defensively and hold Ohio State into scoring 28, dare I say 24. But as I said earlier, I don't know how they get to 10. I really don't know how they get to 10, short of a situation of where Ohio State fumbles a kickoff on the one and Northwestern falls on it or something along those lines. Because I did a lot of research this week just because that's what I do, but I haven't seen like the average length of their drive. But I have to imagine that based on their 2 passing touchdowns and whatever it is, 4, 6, I don't remember, rushing touchdowns. I can't imagine that they did a lot of those where they covered 85, 90 yards down the field. I'd have to imagine that they were aided in some of those.
I've got to do that. And when I do, I'll send a DM to you, Kevin, with my research. You've just made me curious. I've got to look that up as well. I just can't imagine when you've got 2 touchdown passes and you've played 5 games. It's just pretty awful. Theo in particular, James, and many others, we appreciate you encouraging everyone to like the video.